Is there no one around you right now? A person who endures alone, unable to utter a single word about being in pain, a person who simply bottles up their feelings because they feel too embarrassed to even ask for prayers, or perhaps, I myself am that kind of person. In the Bible passage we will discuss today, there is a man, a person who could not use their body at all, a person who could do nothing on their own. However, he had friends. What those friends did is our story today. Jesus was in a house. Rumors spread, and people flocked in. From the front door to the alley, there was no room to even set foot. The paralytic's friends stood in front of the house. I couldn't get in. The door is blocked. Most people stop here. It won't work today. Let's come back next time. That is a natural reaction. It was a moment when giving up seemed reasonable. However, these friends were different. I went up to the roof, and we tore off the roof. At that time, roofs in Palestine were made by weaving wood, earth, and straw. It must have taken some time to open. The dust must have fallen down. The people inside the house must have looked up. What are those people doing? Do they really have to go that far? They must have felt embarrassed. You probably thought it was strange. Even so, they did not stop. I tied my friend to a rope on a stretcher and lowered him down in front of Jesus. Jesus saw that scene. And the Bible records it this way. Jesus saw their faith. He did not see the commotion. You didn't see the roof being torn off. He saw that faith. However, what Jesus said completely contradicted people's expectations. Son, your sins are forgiven. The people waited for healing. I wanted to see my leg heal. However, Jesus spoke of sin first. Why do you think he did that? Jesus saw the deepest part of this man, the more fundamental problem underlying the problem of the body, the problem of sin. There is something here that we must not misunderstand. Not all illnesses are caused by sin. In John chapter 9, the disciples asked about the man who had been blind from birth. Is it because of this person's sin, or the parent's sin? Jesus' answer was firm. It is not because of the sin of this man or his parents, but to display the works of God in him. There is not just one reason for suffering. It could be due to sin, or it could be within God's greater plan. When hardship comes, neither unconditionally, concluding, it is because of my sin, nor blaming God by saying, why is this happening to me? May be the correct response. However, the words Jesus spoke to the paralytic in today's text are read as follows. For this person, the problem of sin had to be resolved first. There was something tied deeper than the body, and Jesus saw it. What about us? The unresolved things in my life right now, repeated failures, crumbling relationships, and inexplicable emptiness, the feeling that things don't get better even when I pray. Could it be that there is something beneath it that I haven't faced? If this question makes you uncomfortable, perhaps that is the correct reaction. What we must resolve first before Jesus may not be visible problems. A deeper place, a place long kept hidden, that place thought no one knew. Jesus sees that place first. After the declaration of forgiveness, the scribes muttered to themselves, how can this person speak like this? It is blasphemy. Only God can forgive sins. That was right. So Jesus, knowing their thoughts, spoke. I do this so that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth, to forgive sins. And he spoke to the paralytic, get up, take your mat, and go home. The man got up. He walked, he carried the stretcher that had bound him for years, and walked out. Why is this scene important? He personally took the place that had confined him and walked out. I no longer had to lie down in that spot. That position no longer defined him. Forgiveness of sins came first, recovery came next. The order is important. I want to ask you, who are listening to this story right now, is there someone by your side trying to take you to Jesus? Is there anyone who refuses to give up in front of a blocked door and would even tear off the roof? Or, isn't there someone who needs to take on that role right now? These friends were not special people. They were just people who didn't give up. They were people who found another way when they were blocked. And they were people who laid their friend down before Jesus. Faith is not sometimes a journey taken alone, someone taking me, and me taking someone. That connection can completely change a person's life. No matter where you are tied up right now, here is the story of someone who picked up that spot and walked out. I hope you will quietly reflect today on whether that story could become your story.